Hi everyone, I'm April Sweezer with House of Brokers Realty, and I am here today with a special guest, John Brison with OnQ Home Loans. So John, we're going to dive into what the real estate market's doing right now and some of the biggest challenges that people are facing or asking about the market today. So I have a couple questions for you and let's dive in. So John, what are some of the biggest challenges with your people? Like loan type, interest rates. I know the interest rates are changing, ever so changing right now. So what are some of the things that you're talking to your clients about?
Well, I know one of the things that I think comes up, more often than not is what's the best program for us to use. There is a misconception that you have to have 20% down to go conventional, and you have to sometimes explain to that client that they have other options that are just better, and that there is a difference between a conventional transaction and say an FHA, USDA or VA transaction.
Right. So John, what types of things over the years of you being a lender, what do you take personally, and what are things that are important to you?
I've done this now for 30 years. And the one thing that I take great pride in is being a veteran and trying to better serve veterans. I built my own little program, where I don't charge any lender fees whatsoever.
Nice.
It's just the appraisal and credit, that's it. In most cases, you're talking about $1,400 to some lenders $3,000 difference in cost. And it makes me stand out because I want to give something of value back to them, just like I would want, as a member of the military. But I know for you, there's something that you have that you can offer that nobody else that I know of actually has experience in, which makes your job stand out.
As a private investigator before, it allows me to go further into the legal side of it that most people wouldn't be able to do or go as far, and then I can find out anything further that might be needed so that we have a clear transaction when we close. So John, what is the perfect offer? What does the perfect contract coming into you look like?
Ooh, okay. We've had this conversation before, and quite honestly, I think that we need to be more strategic. I've always talked about the fact that I like leverage. I like to leverage transactions to get the client the best offer and help the seller out at the same time. Getting, people to understand that it is okay to request, that maybe we get some seller credits on a transaction. Don't go in and just try to, kick the seller in the pants to drop their price. Ask for that difference as a credit so that they can actually use that to buy the interest rate down or pay the closing costs, because most people don't realize that $5,000 equals $27 to $32 on payment depending upon the transaction. Whereas if you take that same $5,000 and you apply that to a buy down on an interest rate, it might save you $200.
Right.
So there's a lot more savings by leveraging, the tactics of offer.
So John, are there any other things that come to your mind when someone comes to you saying, I want to buy a house?
I think the one thing that I know is very frustrating for a lot of agents right now is that, inventory is not where we would like to see it. And some clients, we just had one, that said they decided they want to put a hold on things. They think that they want to wait a little bit longer before they do something. But I think that people need to understand, rates will always be what rates are, but prices are going to continue to go up. And I don't think that people really understand, or clients understand, that, if you're looking at, we talked about, a $267,000 house, and just a 3%, or 10% or whatever appreciation, you could be, $15,000, $20,000, $30,000 higher in price in the course of the next year. And people don't really think about that savings or that investment potential. And, and I think a lot of people are just kind of scared right now. They're kind of holding out.
Yeah, I think you're right there. I really do. I'm seeing a few people that are just a little holding back, but the market has really taken off in January. We don't see that, and it's been amazing. And I just think that people just need to realize that we're good and to get out there, because we're going to see in a few more months, come March and through May, we're going to see multiple offers, and then the game's going to get really, really hard to maneuver.
We already are seeing multiple offers.
Yes, we are.
We've already seen, I've had one client that actually had 3 offers on the same house in the same weekend.
Yeah. So if you need help with any lending, John's your guy. John Brison, On Q Home Loans. I'm April Sweezer with House of Brokers Realty. We'd both be very happy to help you in any of your questions on homes, lending, or anything. So give us a shout, and thanks for watching.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks, John.